It's just Gary in his 50-inch machine today and me and the villain. It's going to be a fun ride out to Saguaro Lake. We're trying to learn how to use onX Offroad GPS software mapping on our phone. So I played with it a little bit last night, worked out the route, but I really don't know how to use this thing yet. So pretty much guaranteed we're going to get lost at least once or twice, but we'll find our way in and out. It's going to be a fun day. And just a heads up, we did meet Jeremy, who was willing to ride up a hill that Gary and I were both shaking our heads saying, there ain't no way he's going to make it. But good luck. I wonder what happened. So going north on 87, we parked on the east side of the road and then drove across 87 to go into the Rolls OHV east side, past all the parking areas for the trailers that bring out the rental side-by-sides. And this is a fast road when you're in a villain. The Jeep, it's a little bouncy. I mapped out the route and wrote down all the road numbers that we were going to take today to get out to Saguaro Lake. But Gary and I, well, neither one of us has a clue how to use onX. So today we are going to try and learn how it works. Didn't take us very long before we became confused. Did we miss a turn? We're about to find out. Eventually we figured out, yeah, we missed a turn. I don't know how many miles we had to turn around and backtrack, but it wasn't a bad idea. I mean, it is beautiful up here. I love the scenery. It was definitely time well spent. Plus, when there was no one around and visibility, we got to go fast. Way too much fun. Gary is in front of me, and it's really dusty out here today. You'll notice there is no dust trail in front of me. That means no traffic coming. I can go just as fast as I feel safe and not worry about crashing into anyone. Eventually we found our turn. 401. That's where we were supposed to turn. Oops. I often let Gary get way out in front of me so that I could stay out of his dust. If there was something exciting going to happen, I wanted to be as close as possible because watching his vehicle is a lot of fun. And as I approached this family, they said he went that way. Well, thanks for the directions, much appreciated. We did have radios, so we were staying in touch. I think this explains why this section is called the roller coaster. It was a lot of fun. Had to watch the speed though sometimes, or it would get out of control. Still a lot of fun. Yeah, we turned off 13 onto 1813, and then it got a little rougher road. And in fact, here comes somebody in a red vehicle. So over here's Four Peaks. Now we're going to slowly turn around this way, and that's Weaver's Needle. And Saguaro, our destination, which we may or may not get there before we have to turn around, it's getting late, is out there somewhere. According to onX, this trail is rated a 7 out of 10, but they also tell you in the description that it's only short sections that make it that high of a rating. And we've been wondering if we're ever going to find that spot. Well, we finally did. Now, as I always say, and I think everyone who shoots these videos, you just cannot tell how steep these hills are from the video, which is very sad. Because it is a pretty good descent, and it's loose, it's rutted, and it's scenic. I mean, you want to look out at the lake and the Salt River, but you better be paying attention to your trail because it's going to get you if you don't. I wonder if we're going to have to come back up this thing. So there's a lot of drainages as you get closer to the lake or the Salt River, depending on where you pop out. And the cove we were planning on making it to, well, we wound up over to the right at a different cove, not the one on the left that we intended. That turned out to be a lucky break because there were some people there, and we met Jeremy.
Fucked up.
All right. I think
Okay, so what's your name for your headstone?
my name's Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy. Jeremy is going to drive into the sun. It's going to be friggin' blinding.
In this POS, I don't think it'll be too bad. I'm going to be going up the left side of it. Let's see how it does.
This thing is steep as hell. I couldn't walk it if I tried. All right, here's Jeremy getting a good run. Here goes Jeremy. He's gonna do it. Wow, he actually made it.
Get back on your seat. Get back hard.
Woo! All right, time to head back. We met Jeremy and his friends. He even decided to go up the mountain for us. Can we find our way back before dark? I hope so.
Since we decided to go back the same way we came, that meant we did have to go up that hill that was rated at a 7 out of 10. Actually, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought a 7 out of 10 would be. But then again, I was following Gary. I was not leading the pack. So it makes it much easier when you're following someone. And of course, following Gary is a lot of fun because his 50-inch machine just bounces in all sorts of directions. It was kind of dusty, so that causes some issues with seeing the articulation that's going on. And just for fun, I had 2 cameras with me, so I took a GoPro, attached it to Gary's machine so he could video me, because I rarely get to see what my machine is doing. But as we will soon see, partway up the hill, he hit a really good bump, and apparently I did not have the GoPro fastened well enough. It flew off, and I think I drove over it, so it's definitely broken. Still works, but the lens has all kinds of little spider web cracks in the glass. But don't worry, I called GoPro, and they're very nice. They're going to send me a new one as soon as I ship this one back to them. So all is well. So here's the view of the GoPro that's attached to Gary's vehicle. Everything is looking very cool as we're going up the hill. I mean, eventually it gets a little dusty and the image quality is going to go away anyhow. But not that bad. I was enjoying this footage, but I know what's going to happen next, and it ain't pretty. Until I saw this recording, I wasn't sure I actually ran over it. I thought it was just damage from the fall. But you can hear the crunch. I definitely hit it. I didn't record it, but we actually saw a Rubicon, a Jeep, going down that same hill just before we went up. And he had tricked that thing out a little bit. Was not having any difficulty with it at all. So if you do have a Jeep and you're comfortable with a 7 out of 10, go give it a try. But don't just go out there thinking you can drive your minivan. It'll break it. In spite of the camera damage, it was still an amazing day. The scenery was stunning, the temperature was perfect, the company was great, and we even learned a little bit about how to use our GPS. onX is going to really help us find our way around areas we've never been before, but we need to find a class. Otherwise, we're going to keep winging it. Eventually, we'll figure it out.
Well, that's it for this recording. Use the comment section below if you want to share your experience at this location or maybe recommend an area that you really enjoy. Please keep it clean. I want this to be a family-oriented channel, so review what you type before you submit it. Thanks. I apologize if you happen to hear something during the ride's recording that may not sound family-oriented. I will try very hard not to let certain words slip out during an exciting moment. We'll see how that works. If you found this video helpful or just enjoyed it, please hit the like button below. Share the link with your friends. Be sure to subscribe so you can easily keep up with my latest videos, which will continue to cover things like Segway villain owners area of interest, reviews of accessories, where to ride, tips about the villain, how-to videos, and lots more. Yep, there's going to be more. Thanks for watching.